Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you a very effective way of calling REST API inside your Angular 14 application, and for this we will be using the concept of debounce effect on an input field such that you will be limiting your API calls. So let's suppose you call an REST API, you have limited credits available inside your API balance because each and every API call is a paid one. So if you're calling a paid API, then it's very much effective than you if you build an application which is very much effective in calling it, so that minimum API calls will be consumed. So for this purpose, we have this effect called as debounce effect, which you can put on the input field such that if you just type in the keyboard and if the key up event occurs after let's suppose 1 second delay, then only the API call will be made. You will see that. So now basically when I just hit the keyboard key after a certain period of time, after 1 second the API key will be made. So if I type here anything on the keyboard, LIF, you can now see after 1 second, now you will see searching will start and it will make a API key. To clear out this process, if I right click inspect element and go to console, so basically this is the, let me show you the live proof here. Let me reload the page. So basically if I type a correct movie name, let's suppose Life in a Metro, and basically if I now have 1 second delay here, now basically you will now see it will make this API call and it will get the response back. You will see this is the title of the movie, year, type is a movie, poster. So this is a poster. We have scraping it from the API by using API call, and this is the title, this is the year. So basically what happens is that you minimize the API calls which is made to the API, thereby you just decrease the cost. And this is very much effective by using debounce effect inside the input field. If you have studied Angular, this is a advanced tutorial. Basically, this is part of RxJS. RxJS are the part of utility tools which is available inside Angular. If you just type here RxJS 6, this is the latest version. And basically, it's a library for reactive programming inside Angular. And basically, you can bind this input effect on an input field uh, such that it will have a certain amount of delay while making the API calls. You can control this delay. You can even have 2 second, 3 second, but in a practical situation, you need to be putting this delay to 1 second. So let's suppose the user put uh, one delay after it have. You can see now it will start the searching process. So it will list out all the movies which is having this text which is Jaho. You will see that. So this is the kind of application, guys, we need to implement in this tutorial live stream. So if you're watching it for the very first time, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. So you will be learning a new concept in Angular 14, which is RxJS 6 debounce time input effect on an input field, such that if you put this effect on an input field, you will be minimizing your API calls. So that this is the overall concept. So for this purpose, I have given all the source code for this application in the video description of this live stream. So this is my blog post which is there on coding Shiksha, so you can get all this source code. So now let's start implementing this inside our Angular 14 application. So what we need to do is that we need to simply first of all create a brand new Angular project. So let me just delete all this code from here and start from scratch. So let me also delete this. So now guys, if you just see here inside our app.component, uh, you need to simply first of all required some things for having this to build this application. So this is my React.js, oh sorry, Angular application. So just go to app.module.ts file, and basically what we need to do is that we need to simply require some things here. So you need to first of all import the routing module. So this I have included the routing as well. So we need to include the routing module from automatically from this file. And after that, we also need to include the browsing animation module. Browser animations module. So this will be coming from Angular slash platform browser slash animations. So just do this. And also guys, at last we also need to put the HTTP client module, which is required for making HTTP request to the REST API. So HTTP client module. So this will be coming from @Angular slash common slash HTTP. So just do it. And now we need to add this to our imports array. So just add this browser animations module and HTTP client module. Just add this. So now basically it is saying that duplicate identifier. So sorry, we have already imported this. So there is this error here, which is app component. We haven't created this. So go to app.component.ts file. So here we will start. Uh, First of all, we need to import component library from the regular Angular library, Angular slash core library. And now guys, what we need to do is that we need to create our component, which is very much necessary. So component, so we will have the selector, which is called as app root. This is standard stuff. So if you have made the Angular application, you have done this process. So we will put the component template, which is app.component.html, and style URLs. So basically this will be, as we are using CSS, not SAS, so we will put here app.component.css. So after this guys, what we need to do is that we need to have export class app component, and we will implement this on init. So this will be automatically, you can see, imported here at the very top. So after this, lastly, you can see that we need to quick fix. We need to implement this interface on init. So you can see. So now the error will gone here. You will see that no error is coming. So right here inside our template guys, we need to have an input field such that we will allow the user to input the movie name. So after inputting the movie name, the REST API call will be made and the response will be shown to the user. So now we need to first of all bind this inside router outlet, as this is a routing application. So now we will have a div. We will give a style to it of margin 50 pixel. So just give it, and inside this div we will have a container class, and we will give it a style of text align to center. So inside this div guys, we will have a row class, and basically inside this we will again have a call stands for column. This will be 12 column, and it will be there inside center position. So basically guys, you can just copy paste this as I'm writing in this video. So it's regular HTML and with some bootstrap classes. So this is the heading here, Angular search using debounce effect, RxJS 6. So basically now to if you refresh your application ngserve, go to localhost 4200, you will see a heading appearing here, Angular search debounce. So after this guys, what we need to do is that we need to have a simple input field where the user will type the movie name. This will be input type text, and we will be giving a reference to it, movie search input, such that we can reference it inside app.component.ts file. So we will be giving a form control class to it, And after that, we will simply say in the placeholder tab, type any movie name. So close this input field. So now if you refresh it, you will see a simple input field out there where you will input your movie name. So right here after that, guys, uh, we will simply go to app.component.ts file. So here, first of all, what we need to do is that, let me show you the API where we are calling this. So the API is Internet Movie Database. So Internet Movie Data IMDb. This is a great API if you want to get the movie information. They also provide their own API key. So you can sign in with Google any account and then get your own API key. So after getting your API key, it's very easy. First of all, you need to create a account here. And if you see here, just type here IMDb API and you will be landing on this page. IMDb. You can call any API. This not you should be calling this API. It's totally up to you which you want to do it. I'm just showing you this is the API that we are having this. So basically, this is the documentation. You can do it. Basically, we are just getting the title, year, and the poster of the. So here you can subscribe to it, locating your API key. So you will get an email when you create your account. So I think I have got this email. You can see that. So now you can get your API key. So after that, guys, what we need to do is that we need to uh, create a variable here, right here at the very top. We need to import some dependencies. So import off from RXJS. And also here we need to import view child, element ref, and that's it. These are the four dependencies. And also we need to import debounce time, map, distincts until changed, and filter. This needs to be imported from RxJS slash operators. So these are different kinds of operators which are available. Debounce time is also an RxJS operator which is available. And then we also need to have from event from RxJS. And lastly, we also need to import HTTP event, HTTP client, and HTTP params. So HTTP params stands for parameters. So this needs to be capital. So now we have successfully imported all these dependencies, guys. So right here, we need to declare an API key variable. So I will paste my API key, which is E80. So you need to get your own API key, guys. Don't copy mine. 53. And then we will be putting the parameters, params. So we will create a new HTTP params. And here we will use from object. And here we will be having the action. Action will be equal to open search. And the format of the response will be in JSON. It can be either in XML or JSON, but in modern times, all the developers prefer JSON, not XML. So origin will be star. So this will be sounding like complicated, guys, but in Angular 14, this is the format by which you can make a call to the REST API. So this is just a concept. So what is there? Decorators are not valid here. Let me see. So I think we need to move this upward. right here, just above it. So right here. So right here, guys, now what we need to do is that inside this we need to declare variables. So at the rate view child, we need to have the movie search input. So this is the reference that we have given to the input field. If you see inside app.component.html, this is the reference hatch movie search input. So that's why we are using it. And then we will put comma static to true. This is necessary in Angular 14, and movie search input, this one to element ref. API response, we will call a new variable API response any. This will hold the JSON response coming from the API. And is searching, this is a Boolean variable. Basically, it will track whether the user has made a request or not. Whether it is made a request, let me quick like this. So it's a Boolean variable. So now we need to make a simple constructor, guys, just initializing all these parameters. So when the application loads for the very first time. So now this is HTTP client here. This is of the type HTTP client and a set of curly brackets. So here we will initialize this dot is searching to false. So when the application loads for the very first time, the user is not searching the movie. So it is assuming. And the API response will be empty array like this. And also we can console log this dot movie search input. So whichever characters are pressed by the keyboard, this will be console log in the browser. So now guys, we will initialize this method, which is this interface. So right here we will say from event, we will call this dot movie search input dot native element. And basically from event, guys, basically is the way to initialize various events in the browser. So let me show you the various events of browser. So if you go to w3schools.com, you will be have list of events which are available in browser. Just type this key up, on load, on mouse over, on mouse out. Various events are there. So if you are studying this, basic JavaScript, you will get all these events. This is also valid in Angular. So we, in this case, we need to initialize the key up event. So when the key is pressed and it is up by the keyboard, key up. From the name itself, whenever you press a key in the keyboard, whenever you whenever your hand goes up, then that event triggers automatically. So now to trigger this event, we will use the pipe operator, pipe, and inside this uh, we will have the map operator. So right here, just put a enter key, and here we will be using the map operator of RxJS. So all the operators are having working in tandem for this application. So we will map the data, which is event.target.value like this. So after this, guys, now we will use the filter operator. We will filter out the results, response, response.length if it is greater than 2. So basically it is telling that whenever you put a movie name, it needs to be greater than 2 characters. If the movie name is 1 character, then it is not valid. Then the API call will not be made. That's the time. And now, guys, we will put a comma and then we will use the debounce time. So here you can control how many milliseconds you need to have a delay in between the API call request. 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second. You can also change to 2000 millisecond. This will be 2 seconds. But for practical application, this needs to be 1000 millisecond, which is 1 second. So this is the delay that you're putting in. And then this next one is distinct until changed. Just call this. So basically it is called because if previously something was there inside the input field, then this query will be run. And now we need to subscribe to this event, guys. So we will put dot subscribe, and here we will put text this will be of the type string, and here inside this we will put this dot is searching to true, because at the starting of the application you will see this is false. So now the user has finished typing, so this will become true. And after this we need to make the call to the REST API. So this dot search get call, this is a method, guys. We will write, we will pass the text, we will subscribe to it, and the response which is coming here, we will console log the response like this. So now we need to make this method, guys, which is search get call. So now to make this method, it is very simple. Right here, make this method search get call. It will be receiving a string as an argument. So basically, first of all, we will check if the term is empty. If the movie name is empty, triple equal to, then basically we will return off. We will use the off operator and we will return empty here, empty string like this. And now if the movie name is not empty, then in that case we will say, we will perform the http client dot get, we will perform a get request to this endpoint, which is http omdb. Sorry, the API is omdb API, omdb API .com, and then question mark s is equal to, and then we will put the term, and then we also need to have the API key. We'll concatenate the API key, and after that here we need to pass it as a params. So for setting the params, guys, we need to set sorry, there is some plus API, put a comma here. Yeah, after this params is equal to params dot set. You will set this param search to the term which is passed here like this. That's it. So now this will make a get request, guys, using HTTP client, and now the response will be returned. So this response will be coming here, right here, when we are subscribed to it. So we will get this response. So now we can check actually, guys, the if the response is coming or not with the debounce effect which we have put. Let me go to console. So basically if I check here, method not implemented. Let me check. If I type here Javo. So now let me see, undefined is coming. Why it is saying that? Let me see. I think some typing mistake was happened, guys. That's why. Oh, sorry. We haven't put that row here, which is if searching. Let me write this also, which is available inside app.component.html. So basically after this div here, we will have another div which will be for searching here. So basically this will only show if the is searching is true. So basically we will say h4 is searching. This is a animation, little bit of animation that we will show whenever user is finished typing the movie name. So now basically you will see that it is saying that method not implemented, ng on init. Why it is saying that this event is not ng init? Let me see. Ng init is the interface method. Ng init ng. Oh, sorry. This don't need to be void here. Console log we need to. Oh, sorry. That was a mistake. Here we need to console log the this dot movie search input and just yeah, that was a problem, which is just remove it from here. Now basically if you do it, you will see here if I type a movie name, which is Jaho. Now if I have 1 second delay, you will see it will have this animation going on searching, and this is our response coming here. And there are 10 movies related to this term here, Jaho. You will see that 2014, 2015, all are movies. So we can simply now display this list here, guys, using simple template. So go to app.component.html, guys. So right here, what we need to do is that we need to simply display these movies. To Now to display these movies, it is very easy. You will have a div, class will be attached to row. So inside this we will have ng container. So ng container we will have, guys. So basically whenever you need to have conditional rendering inside your Angular application, you will use ng container, and here you will put ng if for a condition. So ng if, so this, if this condition is satisfied, then only display this. So API response, we will check this property which is called as response. So if response is false, if this is false, put a semicolon, else we will be putting the else template like this. So basically we are checking for this property which is API response. If it is equal to false, then we will display this template. If this is true, then we will display this template which is else template. Now we need to uh, put this a error message. So basically we will have this error message which will be coming from the API response, which is error. We will display it in alert danger. And now we need to show the movies inside this else template. So again, ng template. So here we will be giving the reference which we have defined, which is else template. So right here, guys, this is the actual, the source code is given, so I will not write this. So basically it is just putting the cover of the movie inside a image tag. It is displaying the poster of the movie, and then it is printing the title of the movie and the year of the movie which is released. So it is just wrapping this all this stuff. So now basically if you do it, so some error will be there because we haven't put this template. So right here, so yeah, we need to set this. So right here, whenever the, after console logging the response, we need to set this dot is searching to false, and also this dot API response to response. And basically if any sort of error take place right here, if any sort of error take place, then we can simply this dot is searching to again false, and we need to console log error to error. That's it. So now basically if you see here, hopefully it should, unexpected closing tag ng container. It may happen when the tag is already been closed. Let me see. Ng container. why it is saying that. Let me see. ng container. Let me paste it. Just wait. So now you can see that, guys, it is compiled successfully. So now basically if you write a movie name, let's suppose Chaho, and have a delay of 1 second. So now basically it will search it. Your responses come here. You will see that 10 movies are there. So if I see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here you can just see any movie here, which is, let's suppose, you just need to have a delay of 1 second when you just finish typing. So then only it will make the API request. So thereby you will reduce the number of API requests which are made. So there will be saving money as well. So this is the debounce time effect, guys, which is implemented inside Angular 14 application, which is RxJS 6 operator. So I think that you have learned something in this live stream. So please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. For all the source code, you can go to the description of this live stream to get all the source code. And I will be seeing you in the next live stream. Until then, thank you very much.